In this video, we'll show you the 4-thread overlock stitch. The 4-thread overlock stitch can be used for sewing seams in stretch knit fabrics and for seams in light to medium weight woven fabrics. It can also be used to add ribbing around neckbands and sleeves, as well as for inserting elastic, such as when sewing swimwear. This stitch consists of 2 looper threads and 2 needle threads. This red thread is the upper looper thread, and this yellow thread is the lower looper thread. These are the 2 needle threads, the blue and the green. Let's go to the machine and see how to correctly thread the machine for a 4-thread overlock stitch. And just like a sewing machine, the first thing you do before you thread is to raise the presser foot lifter. Open the front cover by placing your thumb in this area, push to the right, and pull forward. To prepare for the 4-thread overlock stitch, first raise your thread mast up as far as it will go, and place your thread spools on the spool holders behind the machine. We're going to start with the upper looper thread. You're going to bring it up through your thread mast, and then hold the thread and snap it from right to left into this thread guide, and then bring the thread down through this tension disc and down through the channel. Inside the looper area is a little chart that shows you how to thread the machine, all color coded. So starting with the red one, we're bringing the thread down through this channel. We're going to thread from right to left into this first guide that's marked with a red dot. Now we're going to thread it into this one, and it just pops in kind of from bottom to top. Just pull it up into that guide. And then there's another guide. The next one is here, so we'll just pop that in like so. And the next thing we're going to do now is thread the eye of the upper looper. Now bring the end of the thread into the eye of the upper looper, and to make your life easy, use your tweezer from your machine's accessories to bring that thread to the back. And just pull it all the way to the back. Like so. And now we're ready to thread the lower looper. Next, we'll thread the lower looper. So we'll take that thread, bring it up through the thread mast, snap it into this guide at the top of the machine from right to left, and then bring it down through the tension disc and through the channel. The lower looper thread goes into this guide here, this gold one. And now we're going to bring it over into this next guide, and you can just slip it in from behind. And then from bottom to top into this next one, and then we'll slip it into this guide as well. Next, you want to place your thread into the eye of the lower looper, and then grab the thread end and bring that toward you. Use your tweezer to bring this thread now over. There's another thread guide over here you can see with yellow. And there are these 2 little arms that thread gets staged into. And then as you continue holding the thread, putting a little tension on it with your right hand, place your finger under this guide and push it all the way up, and it will thread your lower looper. Now we're going to bring the lower looper thread above the upper looper out toward the back. So just bring it around back like this. You can grab it with your tweezer and just make sure that it's sitting above the upper looper. If your lower looper thread is underneath the upper looper thread, if it went underneath, your machine won't sew. So make sure your lower looper thread is above or over the top of your threaded upper looper thread. Next, we're going to thread the left needle. We're going to start with this one here, the blue. Bring it through our thread guide here at the top, snap it in from right to left into this thread guide at the top of the machine, and bring it through the tension and down the channel. Bring it up over this sort of U-turn here. That's going to get your thread into the take-up lever. And then bring it down behind this thread guide. Now bring your thread into the eye of the left-hand needle and use your tweezer and pull it all the way back. Make sure you place your thread underneath the presser foot. And finally, we're going to do the right needle, and that is our green thread. Bring it through the guide at the top, snap it in, bring it into the tension discs and down the channel. Bring your thread down around this first guide, underneath, and then up, around, following this U-turn, brings your thread so it goes into the take-up lever behind there, and then bring it down this thread guide down here. Now thread the eye of the right hand needle and use your tweezers to help you out. Pull that thread and then place your threads all under the presser foot, and now you can close the cover and we're ready to test the stitch. And there's our beautiful 4-thread overlock stitch. If you want to make adjustments to your stitch, just check out your machine manual, or for information about optional accessories that are available for your machine, visit the Serger website.